Welcome, guys, to the final day of Pinnacle 3. Today, we're not going to leave until we crown a grand champion between 4 people who got out of groups. Some exciting games for you, hopefully. But first of all, let's introduce Monk again. Hello. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Hi, Amaz. It's Monk, aka Amaz, aka Trump. Of
Of
course, we're all
course.
the same, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
some pretty exciting games the last past few days, and we ended up with Massan and who's the other?
Dog.
Massan and the one and only Dog in the winners bracket. They'll be
Mm-hmm.
facing off together in our first match. In our second match, we're going to have 2 Germans who made it out of their respective brackets. We have Faramir versus Gara right here, as you can
Yeah,
see.
of course. And once again, guys, for those of you who are not familiar with the format, the groups to the playoffs are also separate into winners and losers bracket. So it really rewards player who can never drop a game, even in the group stages. As you can see, the winner of Dog versus Masan will qualify directly into the grand finals, while the losers bracket, they will have to climb a little bit more. Of course, you'll be asking, oh, what does the winners bracket get as an advantage? Well, they actually get a revive on one of their uncool decks. So effectively, it's a best of 7 for the grand finals, but the winners will also receive like basically a 1 game advantage, if you may. So they need to win 3 games while the loser needs to win 4. But yeah, there you go. It's going to be pretty cool. I think, wait, if you have to pick a winner right now, Monk, who would it be?
Well, just judging by the fact that the players from the winners bracket get such a huge advantage, I would have to lean towards either Dog and Masan. And between
Okay.
the two of those, I think Dog has had a bit more success. So I think the smart money would be on Dog at this moment.
True, but then I think Farmir is actually showing to be pretty skilled
Mhm.
throughout the games. I think he played really, really well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up taking the whole thing as well. So yeah. So before we start the games, I guess we actually have a giveaway. Awesome. Okay, so guys, go to the Twitter right now, and if you can effectively guess which legendary card was the last played for each series, then yeah, and you get chosen randomly as well. You get a 35 € gift card from G2, and of course, because there's 4 games today, that means there's gonna be 4 giveaways today as well. And of course, we'll go back to look at what your winners prediction are back from day 1 and award 3 more G2A gift cards. So once again, thank you so much G2A.com and Twitch for sponsoring this tournament. So yeah, I guess we'll just load up the games as soon as possible. Maybe bring some bios up again from Dog and Masan. Man, just always forget those. Yeah, so if we can bring those up, that would be cool. If not, then there you go. Okay, go ahead
Mhm.
and introduce the players, Monk, really fast because it'll
Yeah,
go.
Dog, he's on Complexity Gaming, and I believe right now he's going to be, in a few days, he's going to be traveling to China actually to compete with Tempo Storm in the NEL League. So very exciting development for him. I hope he has a lot of success in the future.
Yep, and of course, looking to get his first tournament win here. Masan, of course, he's posing as well,
Mhm.
right there, and he's won a couple of tournaments recently, so he's definitely been pretty cool. He took a break from military, right? So I'm pretty glad he's back in the scene.
Mhm.
Always good to see people like playing Hearthstone and just making stuff basically.
Yeah. Not only is I believe he still kind of works for the military now, so he still has he's like a part-time streamer.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, there you go. Day 3. People, those players are wearing something new, thank God. And you can see that both of them are running Druid and Hunter and Rogue, and the Warrior and Freeze Mage is the difference. Dog is gonna queue up Freeze Mage against a Rogue. I think it's a pretty good start for Dog.
Yeah, Freeze Mage generally has the advantage over Rogue because the burst combos that Rogue can do, Freeze Mage can kind of negate with their ice blocks, with their ice barriers even.
Mm-hmm.
So Masana is going to have to be looking to set up a board that is not easily cleared, and they maybe throw a Lothab down and go for the kill from there.
Yeah, Lothab actually makes this matchup a bit more winnable because when you Lothab, your opponent basically effectively skips a turn, right? They can't do anything unless they do some Acolyte Pain play. They just crippled for 1 turn.
Yeah, it's interesting to note, like before when Miracle Rogue was so popular, everyone ran Lotheb, so Freeze Mage wasn't as common of a deck. But now that Miracle Rogue, especially the version with Auctioneer, is less popular, Lotheb is being used less and less, so Freeze Mage has had a chance to come back into the metagame.
Yeah, but Lothep is still one of those cards that you put in a lot of decks just because, you know, every class uses spells. Another funny thing is, like, we don't see Zoolock anymore, right? So, yeah, like, Lothep is really bad against Zoo, but nobody's playing it, so it's perfectly fine. So yeah, first few turns is pretty simple for both players. They're just gonna develop the boards. Dog is of course gonna try and fish for more cards. You know, the Alexstrasza combo to kill him, or even just, you know, residual damage right now. I mean, Dog is actually hitting for. Oh, he's actually cleaning this with the Frostbolt. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's hoping to maybe get a creature that the Acolyte can attack into, and not die. Like anything that has one attack.
Okay. That's pretty good there. Massan's just gonna throw out a body. Thinks these values as SI just a little bit more. And yeah, Dog picks up the Frost Nova Doomsayer combo.
Yeah, this Acolyte of Pain is actually so crucial. Without it, Dog would have been on some cards that he definitely doesn't want in his beginning turns, like the 2 Fireballs. Those are cards you want to draw in this later half of your deck, not cards that are very useful right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And Ice Spirit procs. Effectively a healing touch. Wow. Yeah, a Mad Scientist, a 2/2 that Death Rattles into an 8 health. That is actually pretty good as a stall method. Pretty insane.
Wow, Frost Nova and Doomsayer, that combo is going to go off. Even if this Doomsayer is cleared, Dog will be alright with that because he has a Flame Strike in hand, and pretty much everything that the Rogue can put down on the board has 4 or less health, with the exception of Violet Teacher, maybe.
Sure, and of course the Lothep here, just a little bit out, but if you play Lothep anyways, nothing's gonna really get a Flame Strike anyways. So Massan clears that off with his Eviscerate plus his dagger. It's perfectly fine. Spell. Oh man, Eviscerate for 6 damage is actually pretty gross.
Yeah, anytime you can use your spell power, like the Thalnos, usually it just kind of cycles a bit, but anytime you can get the spell power off as the Rogue player, you're really happy about that.
Yeah. Well, it's like a 2-mana 1/1 creature that deals 1 damage. Kind of like a what's that?
Elven Archer.
Elven Archer, or like Iron Forge Rifleman. That's what that's
okay,
what they're comparing to. But yeah, also cycles. So very nice.
Yeah,
Massan. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Massan's just developing his board a bit more. Some people think that you should be healing after your Alexstrasza is used on you, but I think it's more about, in this matchup, it's more about aggroing your opponent down, which Massan isn't really doing a good job with, because as you can see, Dog still has 30 health.
Okay, I guess Mark cut off there. Maybe he maybe it disconnected or whatnot, but I guess I will have to take over for now. Massan's gonna try and get a burst his opponent down. Like, you just have to push in for a moment. Yeah, hopefully you get Mark back there.
All right, there we go.
Oh, you're back. Perfect.
Great. My screen just froze for a second, but now I'm back.
Okay, good. Oh, game's still going.
No issues there. Well, I think finally for the first time in this game, Dog will be under 30 health.
Yep. Seems like that. And yeah, Dog needs an answer, actually. I mean, he could Ice Block, but needs something else. Well, good thing he drew the other Frostbolt, right? Because, I mean, Mage X, the only problem is if you use your first Ice Block, Frostbolt, then the Ice Lances are pretty scary. You only have 1 more activator for it.
I think this turn, an Archmage Antonidas could possibly come down just to... Okay, so he's might be going for the Fireball. The Archmage Antonidas is also a play because... Okay, there we go. It's also a play because it's just another threat that the Freeze Mage puts on the board. In fact, it's one of the only threats that Freeze Mage has. So Massan will actually have to deal with this Antonidas or go for the lethal. Massan can't lethal right now, so... Okay, Lotheb is also a possibility.
All right. So do you actually trade for this Antonidas, or do you just go for face? Because, like, you know, you just use a Lotheb. The worst that can happen is Frost Nova, and your opponent already used the 1. I feel like it might be too risky if you leave it alive. Oh wow, Massan is going in.
Oh wow, this is pretty all in.
Yep, it's do or die. Dog needs something like a blizzard. Oh, I mean, next. Gauntlet, so...
Yeah, you pretty much need a Frost Nova in this scenario. That's the only freeze spell in the game that can actually deal with a Loatheb. In fact, like some players when they're playing Freeze Mage, they save their Frost Novas as long as possible for situations exactly like this, for when Loatheb comes down.
Interesting. I think, yeah, Dog actually thinks he's not gonna... He doesn't need to play a Doomsayer. You have a Blizzard next turn, so he's just gonna go with the Ping, remove as much damage as possible. This is a turn which is very vulnerable to, like, actually dying. And, yeah, Massan actually misses on the draw, so he's gonna try again. Hopefully draw more burn spells. Oh!
Sprint is very good.
That's a card.
Oh, Frost Nova 1 turn too late, unfortunately.
Yep. Well, Frost Nova would have saved a lot of burn as well.
I think this still looks pretty decent for Dog. He has just so many cards, and he'll be able to deal with this board. And the Loatheb has already been played, so Dog knows he can rely on his spells for the following turns.
Well, isn't the awkward thing now that Dog doesn't have any more Frostbolts?
He doesn't have any more Frostbolts, but he has so many Fireballs. He might just be able to rely on that if Massan can't put on any more pressure. But we can see like there's 2 Deadly Poisons in Massan's hand, and if he draws something like a Tinker's Sharpsword, he might be able to break the Ice Block in the next turn.
Yeah, because the SI is also in the hand. So basically, Massan is holding like about 6 damage. About,
yeah. 7 damage, right?
Well, yeah, with the dagger. So he's holding 6 damage, and this dagger is 7 damage, yeah. So...
He needs something like an Eviscerate, a Blade Flurry, a second SI. I believe he already used 1 SI agent.
Yeah,
so it's just the 2 Blade Flurries, the Tinker's Sharpsword, Oils, or the Eviscerate. So that's about 5 cards left in his deck that can proc the Ice Block, I believe.
Right. Dog is gonna try the Frost Nova Doomsayer combo again. I guess the Ice Lance could do some work, you know. I mean, you can freeze your opponent's face. But still, that's not going to be a game-winning move. I can't see Dog winning in, like, 3 turns even. Like, Alex draws up plus, like, double Fireball maybe. This is not going to work. Sap is in hand.
Yeah, Sap is definitely a possibility.
Massan's going to get this out of the board.
Yeah, you've seen that Dog has been struggling to deal with your board in the past few turns. Like so he might be running out of freezes. Dog, in fact, only has 1 more freeze in his hand right now, so he will be able to freeze for this following turn. But the next turn, the board might be clear. And even if the board isn't clear, Massan will almost certainly be able to proc the Ice Block the next turn if Dog doesn't Ice Lance the face.
Yeah, Dog actually needs to Ice Lance the face right now. It's not the most comfortable situation. Well, I mean, even if you Ice Lance the face, then how can you win, right?
I think you do have to develop the Mad Scientist because you know the Ice Block is going to be proc next turn, most likely, unless you pretty much freeze everything. So you need another secret pretty soon, either the Ice Block or the Ice Barrier. Hopefully it's the Ice Block because, as we know, Rogue can always do so much spell damage, so they can pretty much bypass the Ice Barrier altogether.
Yeah, so weird the spells. The rogues actually cast spells in Hearthstone compared to the other game.
Yeah, rogues like they use more spells than mages, which is kind of funny. Not freeze mages, but like pretty much every other type of mage.
That's true. Wow, Dog is gonna go for Arcane Intellect to try and fish out something. Thanos could do a lot of damage. Oh man. That fireballing the Loatheb won't really do much, unfortunately.
Okay, freezing the Earthring Farseer.
Well, the block is gonna get procced most likely. Sap is gonna come down again. Or is it?
Yeah, there we go. And Massan will definitely be able to proc the Ice Block this turn if he chooses. Deadly Poison, SI, and he still has a Tinker's Sharpsword Oil in hand, so that's just so much damage.
Yeah, the problem with Blizzard is that it doesn't freeze the enemy hero, right? So you just have to like be a little bit more creative against rogues, especially when the Lothar was played. It just locks you out of a turn.
Hopefully, okay. So Alex Straza, is that enough for?
No, no, no,
Is it
no.
enough to prevent lethal on board?
On board, yes,
Yeah.
but we know that basically Tinker's Sharp Sword is like a
Mhm.
fireball if you only
Mhm.
play for one turn, and that's just too much.
I think
Eh?
Dog will actually have to ping his Blood Mage Thanos then.
Yeah, but he probably yeah, I guess he does. He knows the dagger kills him too.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I think Massan's rogue is actually gonna beat the freeze mage of dog, which is
Yeah.
pretty surprising, I guess.
The other play is Mad Scientist and then Fireball your Mad Scientist to get a secret.
Oh, yeah, that could be a play. That's a very Forsen play.
Yeah.
Remember, Forsen won a game with that.
Yeah, against RDU in fact in the VIA game House Cup.
Oh wait, this is actually not lethal yet, right? I mean, 9. Oh no, I thought the oil if the oil missed, then it might not
Mhm.
be lethal. But he doesn't even need the oil to miss. He is exact lethal with just the sharp sword. Yeah, just play it.
Yeah, just Sharp Sword getting the 3 damage buff on your weapon. Even if it misses, you're what? What's going
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
here?
What? Whoa.
Oh,
Okay, I guess you can.
I guess that's alright.
Technically, he did not miss lethal, but that was a necessary risk, I believe.
Yeah. Maybe okay, so you know what? Massan still he only had 3 cards left, and I believe 2 of them were Blade Flurry and the other one was Eviscerate.
Okay.
So that might have been the reason for like he knew he would get some damage out of that out of the
Blade
draw.
Flurry would not have won the game, right? Hmm.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah,
So
but then I guess he's really ahead. He could have just killed the Alex Straza and not show the oil. Yeah, maybe he's trying to not show his oil. That's a valid play, I guess. But
yeah,
not thinking pretty far
Massan
in.
Massan is one of those players that doesn't like to show things if at all possible. It's just like Strife Crow, was it in the last Pinnacle where he didn't show Black Knight even though
Yeah.
it would have given him lethal?
Yep.
Massan has been known for doing that in previous tournaments, like the King Win for Charity tournament, where
Hmm.
he didn't show a fireball in one of his decks or something like that.
All right. I'll believe you on that. And of course, I mean, getting into the winners bracket, you have to be doing something, right? Now, Dog has to pick a deck to counter the Rogue, which would be either the Mirror Match, a Druid, or the Hunter. I think I don't know. Like mid-range Hunter, I feel like it doesn't do too well against Rogue.
Yeah, back when mid-range hunter was like the big thing, back when Life Coach invented it pretty much, and Kalento and Life Coach together popularized it. Miracle Rogue was the deck that everyone used to counter Hunter. So like with the Saps, with Auctioneer, I guess before, it was just so good against stuff like High Main, just so good against Unleash the Hounds because Rogue would never have more than 1 minion on the board. But right now, Rogues are using Violet Teacher, so I guess it can be kind of different.
Yeah. Wild Growth to start is always really decent, especially if you have a 4-drop. And that's kind of one of the ways you can beat Rogue Griff. Massan's just gonna, dagger up, save his coin. And he's gonna receive the bad news that Dog is gonna have a 4-drop.
Oh, yeah, I believe Dog's Druid is actually the Mech Druid. So it's gonna have double, like it looks like a pretty normal combo Druid right now with the double piloted treaders, but he's also runs like Mech Warpers and I believe piloted Sky Golems even.
Yeah. I think we did see that in day 1. But yeah, that was a while ago, I guess. Memory is a hard thing to manage. It's gonna be Bear here, of course.
I think we're gonna see an Eviscerate here, but Eviscerate and Farseer seems like a pretty good play. Apply more pressure on the board, and you're left with 2/3/3s.
Man, but every time you use prep on a card that's not a sprint, you don't feel as good about it. So, oh yeah, Massan feels like he wants to save it for another reason, and Farseer's gonna drop down here.
I guess that's fair. Like he values the prep and Eviscerate more than the 3/3 body.
Yeah, I mean 3/3 bodies. How valuable are they in a Druid matchup, anyways? Right? They just die to everything. 6 mana for Dog. You could just kill this off right now. Could have played the Shredder as well, but just keep your rogue's board clean, right? I'm always super scared when your opponent even has a Thalnos, I just need to remove it off the board because an oil or whatnot is just gonna enable it to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, keeping the board is so important against Rogue just because of that Tinker Sharp Sword Oil. In fact, like I believe after GVG, keeping the board clear overall has become more important. With cards like Goblin Blast Mage, like you have to keep mechs off the board if you don't want to get blasted for 4 damage from a 4 mana creature that leaves a 5/4 body.
Yep, one of the more insane cards in the set currently. Azure is gonna come down. Prep is probably an Eviscerate on the 5/5. And yeah, that's a better prep Eviscerate for sure.
Yeah, getting 5 damage off of it instead of 3 damage. Very nice. There it is, the Pilot Sky Golem.
Yeah, here's another trouble of like Druid playing big creatures, right? You're always afraid of Sap. Playing Sylvanas against the Rogue, you never feel good about it.
Yeah, we were talking about how before Sap was used to counter Savannah High Mains. Well, the Pilot Sky Golem is just like a mini Savannah High Main, so if it counters High Mains, it probably is going to counter Pilot Sky Golems as well.
Oh, yeah, another draw from Massan. And there's the card. That's a good one. Now, no, it just feels like he wants to stab and push in for some more damage, which is reasonable.
Yeah, with the board that you have now, it's just so threatening. A 5 attack creature and a 4 attack creature. Sapping for tempo seems pretty good right now.
Ooh, now that's a card you want to see. Spellpower Swipe.
Azure Drake Swipe.
Massan just clenched his teeth there, going, ugh, that happened.
I think Sprint's probably going to go down.
Yeah,
Not many other...
What, are you scared of the combo? I think Massan is... I guess Massan is scared of the combo. It's just like, I don't want you to win immediately. My read is that you have it, but Dog doesn't really have it. And because Massan already used the sap, I think Dog feels pretty comfortable just throwing the 6 out there.
Yeah, that's the... I guess that's the safer play, but it's one of those situations where I don't think you can play around combo all the time because the board is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Druid has so many cards in his hand already.
That's true. Massan is starting to fall behind. He might get something cool from his sprint. Yep. That is a big board. Oh, okay. He's gonna go for this instead. Draw some more cards. Probably gonna kill the Sky Golem if he doesn't draw anything good. That's not too good.
Yeah, nothing... You can't really use any of the cards in your hand right now. They're all too much mana, or like the Blade Flurry doesn't do anything to affect this board, really.
Right. So now it's the awkward situation where you played around combo last turn, and you're not playing around combo this turn. So that means, yeah, one of those choices had to be not as efficient, right? Like if last turn you sprinted instead, things might have been a bit different. But wow, double Savage Roar is 2 fireballs. 10 plus 2 fireballs is 22 plus the hero power. And Dog is going to take this one.
Yeah, even though Dog didn't have the combo, he had 2 parts of one set of the combo. So there we go. That's enough with 2 minions on board.
Yeah. Two parts of different pies is still like a very good dessert, right? So, yeah. Dog's gonna take this one, and it's evened up. And I think this series is very important to win because not only do you advance directly to the grand finals, you also get a 1-game advantage. So, yeah, stakes are kind of high. Both players still have the coup option. So, for example, if Massan queues the warrior right now, then yeah, Dog has. Oh, actually, no, wait, no. Dog is playing the druid. So Massan queues the hunter, then we might see a coup. That's better.
Yeah. If Dog is able to coup the hunter, then we'll have druid and warrior left, and druid versus druid is a mirror matchup. Druid versus druid is a mirror matchup. Druid versus warrior, obviously very favored for the druid. So if Dog coups the hunter, we might actually see Massan couing Dog's druid because he has no favorable decks against that druid.
Yeah, but then he has to match up the druid versus hunter, which is kind of harsh. But then warrior is also kind of pretty good against hunter and rogue. So I think both players have somewhat of a good matchups. They have, of course, only 1 coup, so they can only go with 1 strategy. So we're gonna see what they decide to do. But I'm pretty sure that Massan is just gonna queue up the hunter here.
Yeah, hunter is like the pretty obvious choice. It's the only deck that's favored against Dog's druid, I believe.
Yep. Seems like that. Massan is just thinking a little bit harder here, and yep, just decided to go with that. I mean, those opposite 3 attack 2 durability weapons can only be one thing, I guess, huh?
Now, Dog in his deck, he actually runs, I believe, 4 3-drops, the 2 Tinkertown Technicians and the 2 Spider Tanks. It's really kind of a deviation from the norm, where we pretty much see like a BGH, a Mind Control Tech, and a Shade in most standard Druid decks. It's like those kind of really different 3-drops.
Well, I mean, Dog's Mech Druid is a bit more it's less responsive, right? Because the normal Druid decks only have Shade you can drop on 3. And you just have to wait for MC Tech or like BGH to get the most value out of those.
Have you seen Wild Growth in Dog's deck, actually? Because
of course.
He does have it? Okay.
He drew it last turn, yeah.
Okay.
Last game, yeah.
Okay, so in Dog's deck, he has 3 cards that really cheat. The Wild Growth, the Innervate, and the Mech Warpers. So I guess that's a pretty good deck.
Ooh, and Leok is not what you want to see here. Well, better than Huffer, I guess, but... Misha is always the best one.
Yeah, I guess when you're in this mid-range deck, Misha, you just want the... Oh, speaking of Misha. But yeah, Misha is just the one that has the best body, and that's what you want in a mid-range deck.
Not the best body right now for Swipe, though. Dog is going to clear the board with a very nice Swipe.
Yeah, there we go. But Dog will probably have to use the Swipe for a lot of other cards in Massan's deck. We have the Dog of Boom, of course, and there's always the Unleash the Hound. So Massan has seen 1 swipe already, so he might be assuming that there's no more swipes coming from Dog in the upcoming turns.
But oh my god, look at that. Innervate into Sneeds. That's a very, very nice one. And Massan didn't lose turn 4. Oh my god, just drew the Shredder. That's just sad. Like, you just hate missing out turns when you're playing Hunter.
Yeah, I believe Innervate into... Oh, wow.
Oh.
Keeper.
Reversing switch, maybe? No. Oh, just gonna go in the face. Yeah. He said the Innervate combo.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Oh, no. He just plays it. Okay. Wow, that's actually a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Massan is dead.
Yeah, instead of playing safe, Dog is just gonna... Yeah, go for that combo. 7 mana combo sounds pretty good.
Oh, Coder's gonna say Stomp and... wait, no, Massan is just dead! Wow! Well, okay. That kind of sucks.
Druid things, I guess, right?
Massan's gonna be... the tilt your head back and laugh is the only thing he can do right now. Yep.
Well, I love Massan's attitude, though. Like, even though he lost that game to what other people would call, like, bullshit, I guess. Massan's like, okay, I can deal with it. I can deal with that.
Alright. Well, Dog was pretty happy too. He also smiled. Like, 2 people smiling, if not for the same reason. Oh man, that just kind of sucks. And hey, wait. Didn't we say Dog was gonna ban up Massan's Hunter?
Well, we speculated on that he might ban it, but now that he hasn't, he's like in a really great position because
oh jeez,
Dog can coup the Druid now, and he's gonna get like a Druid versus Warrior like definitive matchup, and with that, Massan will probably also coup Dog's Druid. So we're gonna see something like Hunter and Rogue versus Warrior.
Yeah, that could be the case. That's actually pretty possible. Oh man. Yep, Massan is in quite a pickle here though.
Yeah, just thinking what he wants to queue up next.
Yeah. I think it's always super interesting when players don't use the coup like as soon as the first game starts. Like there's just so many dynamics. Whoa. Okay, are you gonna be tempted if your Dog to keep this? To play this?
It's like an okay hand, but especially in Druid versus Druid Mirror, it's one of those matchups where in the coup format you want to wait to the last second possible to either coup or not coup because you really want to see how many cards your opponent keeps. How many of those cards are possibly Innervate, possibly Wild Growth. And if your opponent keeps too many cards, then you're like, oh, he has such a good start. And right. I probably don't want to play against this, right?
But now you can also do the reverse psychology, right? You can purposely keep 3 cards, even though they're like really bad, and just confirm really fast and go like if your opponent is like looking out for these things, right? Oh, Dog is actually gonna play this. He thinks the Innervate is good enough, and Massan is actually gonna play this. Wow. All right, so Druid Mirror.
Well, what this means is Dog thinks the rest of his lineup is better against Druid than it is against Warrior. And I think that's a bit fair because Dog also has the Rogue and he also has his own Hunter in order to counter Massan's Druid if it ever comes to that
Yeah,
situation.
you're right. So effectively, Dog has just used the ban on the Warrior instead with this. That's actually quite good.
Yeah, I guess just a different way to think about coups altogether, right?
Well, so here we go. Strategy coup aside, Massan is gonna try and oh, he's actually gonna kill this off with his hero power. He values the Wrath a little bit more than 2 health on the Zombie Chow.
Yeah,
I guess Mech Warper is kind of scary, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, you had to clear it one way or the other, but he's thinking that Dog, if he wants to clear the Zombie Chow, he'll have to use his hero power or Wrath next turn, and if he does that, it means he floats a mana. So either way, it's going to be good for Massan.
Yeah, the Shade's gonna come down here, and Dog might just do the Innervate Super Karen. Oh, is that gonna be tempting? That's pretty tempting. That's so tempting. Now you want to keep her this turn because you want to play something, right? Oh, you can just TTT, but like innovating a Dr. Boom into a Sky Golem is just insane.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we see like Massan does have the BGH, but still, yeah, I would say it's still pretty insane, right?
Keeping the Wrath rewards to Massan a little bit because Dog does play 3 health creatures. Normally, we don't see a lot of 3 health creatures in Druids. So, yeah, correctly recognizing that. Oh my god, Dr. Boom is gonna come down here. You know, Dr. Boom was so sick today in my stream. It, when it was Dr. Boom and then he killed both of my bombs in the mirror matchup, both the bombs hit the 5/5 shade and they killed it. Like, that was just so gross.
Yeah, exactly. It's, in this situation, even though Dr. Boom will get BGH'd, the Boom Boss will just be able to deal with the shade so well. Oh, well.
Oh, although it dealt 4 did the wrong target.
That's quite unfortunate.
Oh, that was the... Oh, no. Massan has the gasp of... That just happened. The gasp of... That just happened. Playing the Sky Golem here kind of sucks because it just trades for the PGH there. So... you don't want to take so much damage, so might as well.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Oh, that's just so painful.
Yeah, you can always play the Sky Golem next turn, and then the turn after that, you have Sneeds.
Yeah. You lost a 3-drop to a 0 mana drop, effectively, right? Oh, it's just so...
To a Wisp, essentially.
To a Wisp. This turn is very awkward for Dog once again.
Yeah, he really wants to get that Keeper in, but after that, there's nothing else that he can really do. Maybe if he draws, like, Innervate Wrath along with that. Nope, Dog is not that lucky.
Nope. Dog doesn't look too good right now. Massan is drawing to lethal with his combos, of course, and these are just gonna trade off and hit the face. Yeah, maybe Sneeds is gonna do some work. Hopefully it is. The 5 attack on Sneeds is actually pretty strong.
Yeah, it trades with almost everything that the Druid can put out, except like the Dr. Boom and Druid of the Claw. But like Sneeds in the Druid versus Druid matchup is kind of like a double-edged sword. On one hand, Sneeds will be able to trade with everything, and over time it'll get so much value. But then again, like you're putting a 5/7 on the board with 8 mana, and sometimes that's just too much mana that you have to use to do that, and that your opposing Druid, your opponent, can just combo you out because you spent 8 mana essentially doing almost nothing.
Yeah, it's one of the things where a lot of people go like, "Oh, which legendaries are the best?" Why? It's like Gruul or like you know, those dragons not played. It's just because they don't do anything when they are played, and that's like super important for a legendary to do. All right, not quite the combo just yet. Massan can fish with the Edric, but no, just it's gonna silence that as well. So no legendary is gonna pop up, guys. That's unfortunate. And it seems like the trade is not that good. Which I mean, the silence kind of came a bit early, right? I mean, Massan could have considered maybe even using scenarios. But yeah, I guess you're also afraid of the opponent's combo.
You're also afraid of like, I think if Massan saw Kit Kat's match against Tice, he knows that like Sneasel Shredder could just like win the game alone if like Kel'Thuzad pops out, right? Or if like
Yeah,
a
that's true.
Braum pops out. Massan also has seen in his own Sneasel Shredder on stream, a Grom popped out, and he also had a Grom in hand, so he did like 20 damage in a single turn.
Oh my god. All right. Well, dog has a spell power swipe, but it's not clean. Not at all. I mean, maybe just a single swipe. It's good enough. Single swipe on the Ancient of Lore. Kill off the bear, and just drop something like a Sky Golem.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. I guess that deals with the board mostly.
I mean, Azrakan, the spell power sword doesn't really do much, right? It kills an ooze.
Yeah, it just kills the ooze, which you can kind of do with your hero power anyway. The problem with Pilot Sky Golem is that you leave still quite a few minions on the board. You leave the slime and you leave the Keeper of the Grove, so you're kind of scared of combo. Whereas if you played the Druid of the Claw, it'd be less. I believe that would let him survive.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
There you go, Massan. Well, Massan takes it.
Yeah, as we're just talking about the combo, there it is.
Yep. Well, remember how we analyzed the situation where all of Dog's decks are actually good against the Druid? Yeah, I guess might work out for Dog, but once again, both players have not used the coup just yet.
Yeah, and Dog. Well, Massan's at least on the board right now, so Dog will be able to play either Hunter or Rogue. So Massan can actually coup the Hunter, and it'll essentially will get down to Druid versus Rogue as the final deciding match.
Yep. Yep. Because Dog is not going to coup the Druid on Rogue to face against the Warrior. That's kind of silly. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the final matchup. It's good analysis there. And guys, once again, if you want to join the giveaway, make sure you head on to Twitter and guess the legendary card. This is the final series for sure, right? So, yeah.
I believe the final legendary so far is Dr. Boom, actually, from played by Dog.
No. It's either Sylvanas or Sneeds, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. So it was,
Yeah,
Sylvanas was played after in reaction to Sneeds.
Yep. So far, Sylvanas is winning. All right. something fun to keep track of. Why not? And but yeah, for these guys though, guaranteed $1,500 for second place. So this is a pretty important match for them.
You mean for top 3? Oh, if they advance. Yeah. All right. So it's once again going to be the coup mind games. I believe like Massan probably wants to play this matchup rather than play Druid against Hunter. So this might be one of those games or one of those series where no one ever coups and it goes to the final match.
Maybe. I mean, do you like Dog Star? Dog confirmed already? Oh wow. Oh wait, no. Dog. Dog queued the Rogue. I get it. Okay. Oh, so yeah, nobody used the coup. It's interesting, but then it doesn't mean that the coup has nothing, right? Oh.
Wait.
Final second. Okay. Never mind. I guess Massan doesn't like the what? Whoa! Massan wants to play against a Hunter? Okay, that's just that. I don't know. What do you think?
I think maybe he saw his hand and he looked at it. He's like, oh, this hand is just basically unplayable. So I might as well take a worse matchup with a possibly better hand.
Okay, well, Massan gets another mulligan, I guess, against the Druid. If he has things like, Zombie Chow, which he did, which we saw, right, just now, Zombie Chow. It's actually a pretty good way of dealing with Hunter. We see a lot of Druids using Kazan Mystic as well. And, yeah, that's absolutely very, very good card against Mech Mage and Hunter. Also against Freeze Mage.
Yeah, Mech Mage, Freeze Mage, various Hunters, like the Face Hunter we saw from... who brought a Face Hunter to this tournament? Was it Kalento or... No.
Face Hunter, right? 6-0, right?
Yeah. 6-0, yeah. 6-0 brought a Face Hunter. Versus all those decks, Kazan Mystic is so good. So I think it's actually like a pretty good choice in the metagame right now.
Well, look at that. Dog has a pretty good curve, but hey, Massan has a pretty wicked curve too with the Innervate. But yeah, it's one of those spots where when I'm put in Massan's spot, like this hand actually happened to me already, like with Shade, Shredder, and a coin and Innovate. And my reason to just coin Shade is that if I draw a Wild Growth, I'm gonna feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Makes
Well,
sense.
I mean, Massan's move is pretty easy because he can also hero by the West Spinner, but
Yeah, exactly.
there wasn't a West Spinner, so yeah.
Yeah, so no matter what with this scenario, like he pretty much can curve out perfectly.
Yep. Oh. Massan's just gonna land from the sky, and the board is gonna push for 1 damage. Oh man.
Yeah, Dog wants that board control.
Board control. Okay. Another Innovate pickup. Oh my god. Massan's gonna go for a board first, and then swipe a board with probably more minions, right?
Yeah. He could have gone for the swipe, and it would have been a fairly clean swipe. But I guess after that, he's still behind on board because there's going to be probably a freezing trap on board. So the Shade will be kind of neutered. With this play, maybe the piloted Shredder, well, maybe one of the minions will survive. So next turn, Massan can go for the swipe, and then he'll be ahead on board as a result.
Yep. Dog does not take the Shredder trade, and yeah, this swipe is going to be pretty juicy. Pretty juicy indeed. You pop the Shredder afterwards? Yeah, you swipe first, and then you kill whatever comes out, most likely.
Well,
Massan's hoping for low. Oh, that's normal.
That's pretty good. Yeah, with this play, Dog actually didn't proc the Mad Scientist, so no trap came on the field. So now he has 2 minions on the field, and he can choose what to get freezing trap next turn.
Well, no, he can't choose Massan because the bow is going to deny that. Dog didn't even see his what it drew, so just like, whoa! Whoa! It's a snake trap!
Yeah, more and more people have been adding snake trap back into their decks. It was really popular when Hunter was really popular, but now we see mostly freezing traps. But I guess the snake trap kind of makes sense if you're running knife jugglers, if you're running like the Houndmaster. Those are cards that all like combo very well with snake trap, right?
Yep, that's true, but the snake trap is actually going to cost Dog 8 health here. The Shredder's going to attack 2 times. And I don't know, Dog is kind of dying.
Yeah, kind of dying indeed. Dog had such a good start, but Massan is just coming back with this Druid deck.
Yep. Well, set up a wall of dogs. Probably want to taunt one of the dogs as well.
Dog is just unleashing himself right now.
Oh my god, unleash the dog. So, oh, playing the Shredder as well.
Light.
Ooh, is that good?
It's not. I guess it's all right. Well, it's good with the Scenarios, right? Summon a 2/7.
Sure.
Usually, like this taunt would be really good because it means Massan would have to attack into it and proc the snake trap. But with this play, he can just like be like, okay, I can ignore the taunt, just go for face.
Right. I think also denying the extra charge is pretty important. But actually, the scenarios threaten lethal next? No, not really. All right. Dog was a no, not quite. I think Dog would have wanted the taunt there. So scared now.
Dog. The funny thing is, Dog actually has to clear that because he's so scared of not only Scenarios but the combo. The 05, even though it's like doesn't seem threatening, anything with any creature that has Savage Roar, the Savage Roar effect on it just deals so much damage, right?
Uh-oh, I think Massan is in trouble. How is Massan gonna get out of this one? No, wait. He can't even Wrath for Force of Nature to win. It's not possible. So, I think this is it for Massan.
I think it might have been a mistake to not attack with the Shade last turn, because if you attack last turn, you would get more damage in, so you would have more possibilities as lethal on this turn. Plus, if you attack with the Shade, then your opponent probably has to deal with the Shade anyway,
right?
Which buys you maybe one more turn.
That's true. Oh man, Massan, you have to draw because the current configuration of cards can't win you the game, I believe. Yeah, Current configuration can't win. Even if it's not as trained, you're dead. So you need to draw.
Yeah, you need to draw into like maybe a swipe.
Rafting's so slow. Is that a win? No, it's not. Oh no.
It's not a win, but I believe he doesn't die now. That's actually a good draw.
Really?
It's
Wait. Oh! Dog is 1 damage off of lethal. He needs 1 damage and go. Oh! Oh! No, wait, it can't do that.
That's not it. Because if he tries to go for the juggle, then he won't be able to weave a hero power in.
Oh no. Whoa. It's not it's not lethal. Wait, doesn't Dog run freezing trap as well?
He probably runs it. Yeah, I guess with this attack, it means that he does run freezing trap. I think like if you run snake trap, you normally always run freezing trap.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can try to go for the freezing trap, but the thing is like force of nature still kills him no matter what, unless he clears the shade. I think the shade is going to be a clear though.
I think so too. Because just force of nature kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now it's over, right? I don't see a way Massan can get out of this one.
Yeah, that's second high main, just too much pressure.
Wait, can you BGH and heal yourself for dodging lethal? 2
that's
plus 9. Nah.
No, it's still too much.
That's too much. I guess. Wait, you can Ancient of Lore into cards?
Ancient of Lore into what though? Really, you have to deal with the high main at least somehow, right? I think that's it.
All right. Well, I guess yeah, Dog takes it, and it's gonna advance to the grand finals.
Wow, Massan. What I love about Massan is like he's always just like smiling all the time, no matter what happens to him. He's like, oh, I probably lost this series, whatever. I'm still happy-go-lucky. Meanwhile, Dog has the stone cold face. What can my opponent have right now? Can he win this game? Do I go to the grand finals?
Dog is so serious.
Well played.
Oh, well played.
Mm.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be like the most BM thing if Massan just like threw out a combo right now? He's like, oh, I just had this the entire time.
Yeah, that would be pretty BM. Alright, well, that's it, guys. He's gonna go to Dog, and Massan's gonna drop to the losers bracket. Wow, very impressive. Dog might just take the whole thing here.
Yeah, it would be Dog's, in fact, first tournament. He's actually had some pretty good results in other tournaments, but no tournament win yet right now.
Yeah, not currently, but of course, for the Massan fans, he is not out. He drops to the losers bracket. We'll take a look at the brackets before we come back from the break. Let's see here. So Massan over there on the right side is gonna meet the winner of Gara and Faramir. And guys, we have 3 games left for today, and each game will see 1 person eliminated. So 4 people, 3 games, and only 1 grand champion. We're also gonna search through the results and announce the winner of the first giveaway when we come back. So stay tuned, guys. More Pinnacle 3 after this.